This little video is about the dancing plague of 1518, the bizarre epidemic. In the summer of 1518, the people of Strasbourg began to dance. But this was no celebration. It was a nightmarish epidemic of uncontrollable, relentless dancing. So what happened in Strasbourg 1518? Well, it began with a woman called Frau Troffea. One day in 1518, she stepped onto the street and began to dance. She danced for hours, then for days, and she didn't stop. She couldn't stop. Within a week, dozens had joined her, and by the end of the month, over 400 people were dancing in the streets, some collapsing from exhaustion, others reportedly dancing to their deaths. Local records describe people leaping, writhing, and spinning as if in a trance. No music played, there was no festival, just chaos. So what caused this bizarre outbreak? Well, there are a few leading theories. Mass hysteria is one of them. The most widely accepted theory of today suggests that dancers were victims of a mass psychogenic illness, a psychological condition triggered by extreme stress, anxiety, and social conditions. Remember, this was a time of famine, disease, and superstition. Life in 16th century Strasbourg was brutal. Religious fears about divine punishments were common. In such a climate, psychological distress could easily erupt into physical symptoms. Another theory, ergot poisoning. So ergot is a toxic mold that grows on damp rye being a major foodstuff of the time. And this can cause hallucinations, seizures, and convulsions. It's chemically similar to LSD, but experts argue that ergot causes people generally to be immobile and ill and not active dancers. And what actually happened? Well, the city officials were baffled, obviously, and the dancers were kind of just led into halls by the clergy and physicians. No one really knew what was causing this type of hype. So yeah, it was a very strange time for everybody. But what happened next? This created even more dancing. The clergy and the city officials were just baffled and terrified because people just kept on dancing no matter what. So the clergy and officials built more stages, believing that the dancing people needed to dance the madness out of their systems, which they probably thought was something to do with the devil. And they even hired musicians to keep the dancers dancing. So it was kind of like adding fuel to the fire, and it must have been a very, very strange time indeed. By September of that year, the plague of dancing slowly started to abate. No one knows exactly what caused it. Legacy and lessons. Well, to this day, the dancing plague of 1518 remains a mystery. It remains one of the most chilling examples of how psychological distress can manifest physically and how fear, faith, and social contagion can fuel strange epidemics. Even in the 21st century, we've seen similar outbreaks, students fainting en masse, mysterious illnesses with no organic cause, and sudden movements spreading through communities. The dancing plague reminds us that mind and body are deeply connected, and that sometimes history dances in circles. So what would drive hundreds to dance until they collapsed? Comment section, please. Was it poison, madness, or something else entirely? Don't forget to like, share, and comment for more bizarre medical histories and historical deep dives. Until next time, stay curious and take care of your mind. My name is Nurse Jessica.